And when I say the Mexican versus the blacks, and then the Mexican versus other Mexicans, and the blacks that don't like other black people, mainly black women, like, and then the folks that want to finesse the system the most, like, it's just the funny, the running into all the different stereotypes. Like, y'all know, I've been in government for fucking 15 plus years now, working with it, and I done seen 1,001 different stereotypes when it came to country folk and privileged people. But now, being a manager of the blue collar capital of labor in this industry, it's just funny because I talked to the other manager. One of my peers is a Jamaican dude. He's the process engineer, and he was born in Jamaica, lived there for years, lived some years in Canada, then lived in Houston, and he got hired on a couple months ago. And we were talking, and we were just talking about how, granted, the culture's trash. He's with me he's one of the folks that's tasked with fixing it, but also we were just talking about how they give the associates all these tools to be exposed, like taking advantage of. But I was also saying, like, bro, I've been here for, like, this is week 3 now. I hate to say it in this way. I hate to word it this way in this manner, but I was like, you look at the caliber of intellect that is being hired on to do this.
Look how much they pay them. Like, I mean, what are you gonna expect?
Well, that's the thing, though. That's a lot to some folks. $20 a fucking hour is a lot of money to folks that come from trap living and this is keeping me out of jail. Or they were selling fucking dime bags, making $100 every fucking 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like I get it. And there's folks that's working 7 days a week, getting the extra overtime, and then
you need to find those people. And I don't know if you do the hiring, but who are kind of simple but not stupid.
I have the say so on once people get through their temp period to you pass it on to the ops manager. This is who you're gonna hire on. This is who you should.
Because usually older, like people in their 30s, 40s, they kind of get over it, and that is their life. But the ones in their 20s, they're only there for a good time.
Yeah, I mean, but you would want that. But the other thing is, out here with these Mexican dudes, they are fucking legacies here. The dad and the son are both out here picking and unloading trucks. Like,
we make good money.
Yeah.
I
mean,
great money.
But then you got the ones like one dude, he's like, my dad is in Mexico, he's sick. Or no, my dad is with me, but my family's in Mexico. They can't get here, they're sick, kind of shit, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, I don't know what you want me to tell you, bro. Right. Like,
that ain't my fault.
You can go home early if you want, but that system is still gonna ding your ass, and I'm not gonna remove it because you left without my permission. Like,
exactly.
I can't
you
let
gotta be a real man. Like,
well, it ain't even just that. It's the fact that you got to accumulate the fucking benefits so you can take the time off. I got to do the same. I get mine prorated. I get my time off at the beginning, but I'm salaried.
Look. You aren't the same as that peon, all right?
Oh no, I know, but that's the thing. I tell them off the back. I was like, I might not be doing the physical labor that y'all doing, but I promise you will not trade for this mental stress that y'all put me through.
You realize that when y'all niggas decide to 17 of you call out at one time, right. I'm tasked with making this job somehow still work, and they only care about if it still works. If it doesn't work, guess what? I get fired.
But
so
I see this as a lesson. This is a social study and a lesson in the education system in America, because it's like I said, it's 4 shifts total for weekdays and weekends. At least 100 people per shift, mainly blacks, Mexicans. We probably have 5% of the whole staff here at the floor level are white. At the supervisory level, probably like 30 to 40, because it's a good mixed batch. But it's crazy, man. Like, folks really aren't that smart, and I've known that off the bat. But it's just like some of y'all really just ain't smart.
I mean, most people aren't.
It's just weird to see, man.
Not even close.
You know how you just want to will the thought in your head to these folks. It's like, as a manager, I can't say what I want to say to get your ass to understand. But the fact that you don't understand it is alarming.
Yeah, the fact that you are this unintelligent is alarming.
I mean, what do you mean? Well, I want to know, what are you differentiating from their intelligence? Like, what are you saying they're not smart and understand?
Elementary social skills. Like, I feel like once people get to like high school, they lose a very necessary portion of their humility and compassion, and they become very tribalistic, and then those tribes become subcategorized within themselves. So folks are constantly looking at each other and judging each other But the thing is, y'all are on the same fucking team. Your overall productivity all goes to the same fucking number. Yet you want to hate on this person, or you don't like this person, or you don't want to help them. They don't want to help you. They said this, they are entitled to that. Like all of y'all are wrong, motherfucker. Like just
Ain't one of y'all motherfuckers right.
it's kind of like nobody can see what they're wrong in, and that's where I actually was telling the wife. I was like, "Yo, I used to question if I am meant to like get to the level of where I'm at." And when I was getting there, because I was like, I ain't that smart. I said that on the podcast. I ain't that smart. I ain't the this and that. But it's more than just book knowledge. People don't have the social skills. People don't have the
Nope.
problem solving fucking knowledge or just experience. People don't just put one and two together to fucking make three. It's just intellect is like small building blocks that lead to bigger problems. But these motherfuckers don't have the Legos to fucking build the wall.
Well, first and foremost, you leave them in their Trump wall alone, all right?
I mean, not that kind of wall, but you know what I mean. It's just interesting to see that, man. And I mean, I don't want to say I don't feel sorry for anybody. Like it's just one of those things. Like I really wish folks would want more for themselves at the end of the day.
You can't do that. But they also, I think they're still entitled to a good life, but if they're trying to just lazy it up and bullshit, then
But that's what I
you
mean by
kind of
that.
know.
That's what I mean by that, though. When I say they care more about themselves, because everybody ain't gonna be like Dame Dad said it. Everybody ain't gonna be bosses. Yes, you don't have to work for. You can work for yourself and do your own thing, but everybody ain't gonna be a boss because bosses need employees too.
Correct. So basically, some of y'all niggas got to be okay, so the rest of us can be great.
That's just you and your future dictator fucking mantra right there, man.
Look, man, I'm just saying, some of these niggas got to be okay, so the rest of us can be great.
I mean, but sad truth of it, I mean, and I don't think that's just unique to America.
There's always got to be an alpha.
Yeah, there
I
always has to
agree.
be an
I
alpha.
agree. I agree.
Somebody got to lead.
Exactly. Walking Dead.
And what's fucking crazy is I don't think I kind of I don't know why I feel guilty for it, but I don't even like the fact that I feel like an alpha amongst my peers as managers.
You don't have to.
You
I
shouldn't.
can't help it. I can't help it. Like I see what they have to offer and where their skill set is, and I see where their weaknesses are. But also I know for a fact that like after so many weeks or months here, I'm gonna in a sense accumulate your shit, Mega Man style.
I mean, is that truly wrong, or is that just the natural way that
No,
it
no,
goes?
no,
Like,
no. It ain't guilty. Like, oh man, I don't want to take your place. It's like I don't. I'm still questioning myself in this ladder I'm trying to climb in social economics and whatnot, man. Like I know I wasn't meant to be here based off how the system is built. I live closer to my
yeah, but
family now.
wasn't none of us meant to be here if we're going based on being black in America?
True, true, true. But when you see it more often, let's say, I see my family more now. They live out here, and there's a gap in our current conditions. Not they're not struggling, but there's a gap now, and I see it now because I'm closer to it, but I'm on the other side clearly, not like just standing by the gate.
You truly have moved on.
Yeah, yeah. It's a weird. I don't know how many people see it or whatever, but that's just me because I'm always in my head looking at shit.
Yeah, but you also have to realize here, you are seeing this, and most people can't even conceptualize that, which is why they are where they are and they'll be where they'll be.
Yeah.
And that's the part that people always forget about and they hate, because it's that scary realization of you're a fucking dumbass. Like, there's no way around it. You're just slow.
Waiting for Reed to tap into his evil genius, like he's just using it for his own good.
Exactly. When Reed finally does tap into his evil genius, I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be bad for somebody.
He's just using it to manipulate people around him. I need you to manipulate the world.
Exactly. We need you to manipulate the world.
Arms, man. What's been up with you, bro? I've been seeing you out here becoming the new Black Panther and everything.
Yeah, exactly. What you doing, new Black Panther?
I'm just trying to just keep myself as healthy as possible before I be down for the rest of the year.
You gonna be down? You plotting the planning or what? You just you got something
He's
working
hatching.
behind
He's
the scenes?
hatching an egg. He's hatching an egg.
I'm basically getting some new vibranium put in.
Oh, all right. So
I don't know. Do you know what's going on? Like seriously?
Oh, no, I've been out of the loop, man. I ain't gonna lie. Work and the move and everything has
Oh,
kept me
yeah, man.
out of the
Is
chat.
this something that I can put on pod or?
I mean, this is on you. If you want to put on pod, you
That's your
can.
choice.
If you want, I will censor this whole thing and skip forward how many ever minutes it takes for you to explain this.
No, I have to have surgery.
You gotta have surgery?
Yeah, I gotta have
On what?
2
Cause
surgeries.
dick.
Don't work. I'm
Uh,
sorry.
Not
uh,
my,
It was
not
low.
my,
It was low bearing fruit, so I jumped on it. But sorry, Armstead. Go ahead.
not my day. But I do have to have surgery, and it's gonna have me down until probably December. At
oh
least that's
wow,
what.
man.
But you know what the hell, the doctor. As far as I'm concerned, I'm gonna be up. The first month and be doing whatever.
All right.
The
Damn,
doctor told
man.
me the surgery that I just had that I ain't gonna be able to do anything for 4 to 6 weeks. And this is the third week, and I've been trying to wait still.
Ah, damn, man. Sorry to hear about that. I mean, speedy recovery. I hope the surgery goes well. As somebody that done had two on the legs, the knees at that, I can say the first knee surgery, I gained a shit ton of weight because I didn't monitor my intake and what I was doing because I was too busy just dealing with it. The second one, I was able to actually keep myself maintained long enough to where, yeah, the atrophy took place, but I didn't gain and it didn't hurt me in the long run when I started to rehabilitate and get back into the game of lifting because they both happened when I was in like my prime and peak of like physical activity and lifting and whatnot. So if that helps.
Y'all ready to
Re-
start?
Yeah, hell yeah, we ready to start, nigga.
30.
Armstead's little vibranium thing there. Yeah, we ready. We ready to start. We ready to start. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Everyday Black Man Podcast, a podcast for authentic black male thoughts. I am Riker, and I'm joined by R. Reed, Armstead, and DJ All Might. He has returned, the prodigal son. We also have a special guest today of the Black Libertarian. This kind of stuck with me this week. I was listening to After Hours with Anton Daniels, and I think it's important that we kind of think about the state that we are. One thing that people think of when it comes to marriage is that some husbands neglect their wives. But the thing that you need to kind of consider is that your wife thinks that she's a star of the show. Her name, even if you pay for the porch, even if you pay the mortgage, you put money in the retirement accounts, in her head, as the credits are rolling down, she is first. You're second. She probably won't ever tell you this, but even in the down moments when you're busting 100-hour weeks trying to keep the lights on and doing all this other stuff, and she's just at home with the kids, which that is a job, but it's not as hard a job as a guy busting 100-hour weeks. She thinks that she's still the star. This is not to say that there aren't good women or that women who think that they're the star are not good women. But there are two very important issues. And that is, in order for you to get a good woman, one, you have to find her. And two, you have to be mature enough to keep her. We probably should get married younger. But are most men mature enough to keep their wife if they meet her early in life?
Oh,
And I
I
think
go
the
first.
answer to that is no. But go ahead.
So the problem with that whole dynamic is we let white women rule America. White women rule, and all that bullshit they speak goes down to every community where they think the woman is number one. Black people in their matriarchy issues with mama, mama, mama. Interesting subject. Side note: somebody in my family group chat, wider range group chat, they were like, "Ain't nothing like the love of a mama," and I responded, "Well, what about a father? I would think that love is even more because you get no credit. You didn't have to carry the baby, but assuming that it's yours." You don't know really. You really don't know unless you go get the test. Well, everybody should get tested nowadays. But before times, that wasn't true. You also work and you barely see the kids. And when you see the kids, they always scream for mommy. You may be the first words, and that's about it. I mean, you just men never get the respect they deserve. And my family got mad. And I was like, fuck y'all. Because men need respect too. Fathers, I'm sorry, fathers.
I mean, I don't think you were wrong for that because
Correct.
men do need respect too, and I think it is truly being a father is truly a thankless job because there will be no awards for you. There'll be some ties that you didn't want. Maybe if you're lucky, they'll give you a hardware tool that you actually need, and a subscription to Dad Box or whatever the latest little bullshit thing that gives men glasses that they don't actually fucking need. But you really is a thankless job, and that's something that people never consider. Like as a wife, as a mother, you get a lot of respect. Yeah, a lot is required of you. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that, but you get the respect. Men, no matter how good a job you're doing, no matter how much you're staying faithful, keeping everything going, doing all the other stuff, it's expected. Whereas a wife, oh my goodness, she decided to make you a meal. Wife of the year.
Bitch, that's what you're supposed to
Oh
do.
my
Well,
goodness.
hold on. Doesn't that depend on the type of woman you marry? There are women out there, and let me say this because I've met them. I haven't dated them because I wasn't mature enough. I was still in my toxic realm. But there are women out there who appreciate men, and they deserve the support of us because a lot of women don't. You're right, but there are women out there who really do support their men. It's just like, thank you for being you. I love you. There are women out there like that. It's just that they don't even get shown the light that they deserve for us to know that they exist. We only get
Unicorn.
to see.
What? Hey, wait. What are those women doing professionally? Are they homemakers, or are they like women that actually can hold their own? Because
Probably married up.
no, but reason I
Um,
ask, I feel like if it's a woman that like all she does is just sit her ass in the house, got a fucking high school diploma, maybe those are the ones that you gonna get. But she ain't gonna bring no fucking bread to the table.
no, I know some women who are successful who really appreciate their husbands and go out of their way to show it. It's just the type of women we get, and it's not really.
Well, you mean the Western women we get?
Yeah, the Western woman we get. But I mean, like, it's also like we don't really see that, right? How many women are on social media like, oh, I get to see my man today. I'm so fucking happy. You don't really see a lot of that. They even had a TikTok where this
I mean,
girl
we
was
we
dancing.
do.
No, we don't. I've only
No,
seen,
no, no,
bro.
no, no, not black men. I'm just saying we do. It's not
Oh,
black.
okay, yeah. But this was a black woman. She was happy that she got to see her man, and she couldn't wait to make him feel good as a man. There are women out there
You
like
mean the
that.
black girl who's obsessed with that Asian guy? Because
No,
you
no,
know
no,
that don't
no.
count.
No. This is a black woman who's with a black man.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, then that shit completely got neutered from my fucking feed because only one I've seen is that black girl who loves her Asian guy and is always like, "These are the things that I do for my Asian husband. This is how I keep him happy. I come to greet him in my maid outfit and tell him that he's the best daddy." And it's like, you're really laying on this whole black love the Asian cock fantasy bullshit that you're pulling out of your ass right now.
I mean, no, I mean,
I
even recently for me, a woman put flowers on the bed for me, which I thought was fucking gay, but I was happy that she did it. You know what I'm saying?
damn.
Because it was like, no,
Well, first and foremost, you got to give her points for trying. Like the fact that she even decided to do that, that's above like 99% of all women.
I agree. I'm just saying that there are women out there that are happy that they have a man. I mean, even on her Instagram, she's like, "Oh, I love my man. I love him so much." It's just weird to see a woman that way because
Well, it's not
it
weird.
doesn't
It's
get.
just you're not used to it because it doesn't happen. Because we keep dating women who shouldn't be made mothers or wives or anything. They're pretty much only good for one thing, and you can pretty much know what that thing is because we're all adults here. But we need to promote more of these women who actually appreciate men because it takes both roles because men always show appreciation for women. Like it's something that is just ingrained in you as a man to be like, oh, you're a woman who adds value to my life. Let me take you here. Let me buy you this. Let me take care of you like this. Let me see how I can make your day better. But we as a society have ingrained women to not reciprocate that, which is why when you see women like the femininity doctor, she gets so much hate because she's like, look, women, you need to tap into your femininity. Like, I'm sorry, a guy doesn't want to come home to argue with you after arguing with the world.
Good point.
I personally think, what do you want to call it? They use the fact that they are the only ones that can be pregnant as the biggest cop out for everything.
Oh yeah,
Be-
oh yeah. There's a lot
Because
of women that use that. Black, white,
granted,
Asian, Hispanic.
it is a discomfort. Okay, got it. It is an experience that lasts 9 months. Got it. But after you're pregnant, if the man is literally doing everything for the household, and then you introduce a new body in there that y'all both played a part in creating, because we're always blamed for the ones creating the new life.
We were both there when you was like, "Yes, Daddy,
Yeah,
give me
yeah,
all the
but
bad
it's always our fault.
Well, I know. I
After,
mean, like even
but
look at the
hold
postpartum
on.
depression thing.
But yeah, but
Let
even
him finish.
within,
Let him finish.
but we deal with depression before and after. Like that's the thing.
True.
It's always the man has to fucking tuck away his
Perform,
feelings and still, yeah,
perform,
perform, produce. We
add
don't
value."
ever get the cop out, and if we do, we're weak. We are failures.
I can't believe he took a day off because he said his job was getting on his nerve.
And
Does he
and
know what it's like out
using
here?
using reality not as an excuse, but as a defense to the argument is considered to be insecure or unfair. Oh,
How
you work,
dare you bring up the
yeah.
fact that men often work these extremely dangerous jobs and that's why they make more money?
it's they might say it's a man's world, but a man gets no excuses when it comes down to it, regardless of how much money you make. And
Yeah,
that's
we
the
saw that
fact.
with the brother polite thing. Like he literally got dragged because
Yeah.
he made some
Oh,
mistakes. I mean, not excusing what he was doing because that child was underage, but he was held accountable, unlike all of the other teachers that haven't been held accountable.
A woman divorces a man and gets millions of dollars in alimony if he's a celebrity. And divorces a woman and he gets alimony because she's the one that's the breadwinner. He's
Oh
looked
yeah,
at
we see it
differently.
with Adele's
They cons- yeah,
ex-husband. Like people are so mad that he's getting a large slice
yeah.
of that pie, and it's like, I
It's
mean,
just
he deserves it.
he
Like this is what you set up, but that's not what a man should do. Well, you don't get to tell men what men should do.
the
Men get to tell men what men should do.
yeah, the double standard, honestly, the double standard is a double standard. And that's why I'm getting at with all that. Um we're not allowed to. Always. We're never allowed to because we're supposed to. Even though, and I'm gonna use this because I think it's funny as fuck. Men don't sacrifice shit, but if you look at the Bible, it says a man gave up his rib for a woman to be created. That still wasn't
Right.
enough. So it kind of is a ripple effect. We've never stopped. For those of us that actually do, because there's a lot of ancient niggas that don't do shit. I'm not gonna say all men. So women listeners and new women listeners and old ones, regardless of what you say, a nigga that does what he's supposed to do, a man that does what he's supposed to do, is never appreciated, regardless of what y'all think. Because when you're not feeling good, even if you 364 days out of the year appreciate that man, that one day you come at him sideways feels like a fucking eternity because that nigga was tired. You did everything you're supposed to do for 364 days out of the year, and one day you tired. You got the audacity to be tired, nigga. That's my
Exactly.
take on it.
How dare you be tired? How
Hey,
dare you want to break? How dare these things? But I
right.
mean, in a rare moment of accountability, going to our actual double standards battle, the internet actually came hard on Miss Brokeback No Mountain, Kim Lee. She went viral earlier this week when she decided to block a man because he didn't have $100 to give her because he needed to pay his bills before he financed any girls' bills. She decided to brag about it, and I guess she didn't have an OnlyFans, so Twitter was the outlet, and they came for her. They talked all kinds of mess about her, talked about how she must bathe with Ajax because she ain't have no kind of body wash, no actual cloths, no none of that stuff in her bathroom where she was making this dusty ass fucking photo. And on top of that, she said she had guys who pay her $500 regularly, but somehow didn't get any money from these guys. Because I mean, shit, they're paying you 500 with six.
ain't they about to ban that from off of that anyway?
No.
Did they do it
They
already?
no, they're not banning them at all. They decided that to look back at their notes and they realized that banning OnlyFans would be terrible for them because not enough people actually want to just get an OnlyFans for art or anything like that. Like that, it has no money. It makes up less than I think 10% of the money that they potentially be able to get. And their accountants were like, "Y'all are stupid. You cannot ban the thing that's paying 90% of the bills." So they retracted all that Armstead. But thank you for noticing. But for Miss Kim Lee, she, of course, after the Twitter battle became too intense, deleted her tweet like all cowards. But I've linked it in here, and I mean, she's not an ugly girl, but I mean, I don't know who the hell is paying $500 for that. Like, there are much more beautiful women that you could pay $500 to and be guaranteed to have a happy ending. This is an average looking black girl, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with being average. Some people got to be average, but I don't know why she thought it was okay to one ask a grown man for $100 who's not dating you, and two go brag about it on Twitter, thinking that people are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, girl, he should have given you that $100." No, you're a goddamn adult. You need to pay your own fucking bills. We're not doing that shit in 2021. Like them days is over. Either start an OnlyFans or shut the fuck up.
I don't even know what to commentate on that one.
Hey man, it's okay. It's okay. Not everybody's got to. But this next one, I know you're gonna commentate on. So in city Seattle, where there's a spa called We Spa, they allowed a trans man to come into the women's spa, swinging his junk around. There were women there who were obviously very uncomfortable with it. One was a black woman, and she said in the blood of Jesus that she was not going to be quiet about it. And the spa people decided to take the trans woman's side and be like, "This is okay." And they're like, "Well, we just want to get our stuff and go, and we can't even go in there because there's a trans man who's swinging his dick around." Now, according to the trans man, He wasn't doing any of those things. He was in the spa and no one could see anything, but he didn't teleport into the spa. So he had to somehow walk into the spa pool in order to get this. Now, of course, this led to a confrontation where there was women protesting it and trying to say whatever. And of course, Antifa came and they were on the wrong fucking side of history because they decided to be like, go home, transphobe, go home. And it's like, not a transphobe. A woman saying that I don't want to be in a spa room with a trans man is not being a transphobe. That is saying, look, I'm on a spa day. I brought my aunt or my sister. I brought my niece. I don't want her seeing penises. That's not an unhealthy requirement. I don't want to see someone and their penis. Like, I wanted to be all people had the same thing all in this bathroom. And come to find out, this was again, the conservatives have wanted a case like this for forever. Not only did the trans man have sexual offender status from exposing herself to other children in the past, but also is currently fighting an ongoing case where the trans woman is being accused of exposing herself to children at a pool, which stemmed from an incident in 2018. This is fucking ridiculous. What the actual fuck is going on here? Where common sense things like, look, if you're a spa and you're a big spa and you're a spa that does decent amount of people, I think you need to have three different spas. One for regular men and women, and one for trans people. I mean, if you really want to be
Um,
nice, you can do four, but it needs to be one for men, one for women, one for trans people. We don't need to do this shit where we're putting people in places because of how they feel. Like, I don't want to walk into a men's spa and see a man walking around with a vagina. That's just not what I want. I don't care if you're a trans man. I don't want to see that shit. And
um,
women don't want to see penises, even if you are a trans woman and you look like a woman, which this person is not. Clark Kent jawline. But no, we're not doing that. That is not okay.
how about we just stop considering people who don't nut up or sacrifice their nuts and get the fucking surgery as trans?
I mean, yeah, if this has been someone who
All
had
the
a
trans people go
surgery.
pull
Yeah,
through.
why are you considered trans if you haven't started the transition?
I mean, look, I ain't got no dog in that particular fight, but I
I'm just
think yeah.
saying, like, yeah, I can technically right now in the middle of this conversation, right now, without doing anything, visiting any medical professional, I can declare myself as a trans, and it is done.
So brave,
I
All Might. You're so
I
brave.
know I am trans. Go fuck yourself. And it's like, what the fuck? But no, seriously, like that's that slippery slope that this fucking bitch ass government fucking created. And I'm glad I'm no longer employed by the government to say it, but they play politics so much to where they open up this fucking wide array of just bullshit ass pronouns and beliefs that people can run with it whichever way. And then when
Well,
it
see,
runs,
I have a small thing there. I don't care about pronouns. Being asked to be called ma'am,
well,
sir,
that's what it is, Trando. That's what a
theory,
transphobe is.
whatever. That's
That
fine.
person, that's a pronoun though. Being considered a woman or being called a woman or male is a pronoun.
I think
And
all the pronouns are fine. It's when you decide to come into the spa. Again, it's the action that's the problem. You can talk all the shit that you want to talk. Me and you could go back and forth, call each other names, insult each other
but
because you failed to realize that Donda's the Spirit album to certified low down boy. But at the same time,
but Riker, if you want to say I appreciate if you guys would address me as Mrs. Riker, and this is my new job. And when you fill out an application for a new job, they actually ask that, what do you identify as? And you put female, and you're in that situation, and the patrons are disturbed by the fact that your dick is swinging in that certain environment.
yeah, but the thing about it is, with women's bathrooms, it's supposed to be your own thing. And if you happen to make another woman uncomfortable, they will fire you quick, fast, and in a hurry. But I think it's different when it's a spa because, again, these are places where people are supposed to be nude. So it's supposed to be
But you
everybody
you
has the
you
same.
you identify as a trans, and after a year of being identified as a trans, surgery or not, you can legally change it on your license that
Not
you're a
in Georgia.
female.
Not in Georgia.
Well, Georgia
Not in
is
Texas.
what's first off. Don't you ever disrespect the great state of Texas because we are our own country over here, buddy. We don't play that
you
shit.
better, you better, you better, you better calm that shit down. Again, that's what I'm saying. You can do it in certain places, but you can't do it in
Yeah.
Georgia. Can't
But
do it
no,
in
I'm
Texas.
just saying, like, that whole argument is a slippery
Can't do
slope.
it in South Carolina.
Thanks to certain politicians in certain areas. So if you're going to allow these certain freedoms got to come with certain guidelines, so everybody can feel comfortable in their normal and natural environments or public environments. I ain't gonna say natural, public environments, because a public environment is going to include people from different backgrounds and different beliefs, and you cannot just make it all inclusive like that in certain areas, or shit like this gonna happen. Which has been happening, it's continuing to happen, and it only happens in America.
This is America. Don't get you slipping though.
Speaking of America, have you guys seen the Untold Story yet? I think
Which one?
Go
it's called
ahead,
America.
RC.
The something story. It's called the motion picture.
Mm-mm.
Tell us
It's
more.
a little anime. It came on Netflix. Kind of disturbing. Kind of funny.
Why did it
I'm
disturb
not.
you?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not even aware of it. What is it? Can you give us a synopsis or overview of it?
I mean, I didn't see the whole thing yet, but they basically
You
talk about
bastard. Okay.
Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, and a couple other people. And what the hell are they doing? Basically, they're on an adventure together, trying to stop who was it? This one? The redcoats from doing a bunch of shit and stuff like that. It's kind of funny. Try it out. It's called America, the Motion Picture.
I gotta check it out. I didn't even know, but I always also only thing that I've seen new recently is the What If episodes because I literally have no time to myself anymore.
I saw King of Boys, but y'all probably wouldn't like that. It's a Nigerian
Oh,
movie TV show.
Definitely
I
not watching that shit.
I'm only gonna say this once. I'm only gonna say this once, and y'all gonna understand it because I'm gonna say it once. I saw Candyman last week, and that movie is awesome.
Really?
Well, okay, yeah, okay. That's the thing about it is I wanted
It
to see
is a
Candyman with some people, and
All right.
nobody
That's two
told me that.
times. That's two times. Y'all shut the fuck up. We call him C man from now on. I'm from
Okay,
Chicago.
yeah. T, yeah. I would have loved to
But
see T as well.
in this household, we call him C man. But no, for real, me and her went to go see it last week when it came out. It is a direct sequel to the first one. They expanded on storyline, and it is extremely relevant and awesome to see. That's one thing I can say. Like in the sense of telling the story. Uh, the original actor, I forgot his name. It's something I can't remember. But he's in there. I'm not gonna tell you when and what context, but he does make an appearance.
You talking about dude's
Uh,
dad?
no. The original man with a hook.
Nah, I'm fucking with you. I'm just saying, like, they said, what? Why y'all won't say his fucking name?
Nigga, that shit was something that happened in Chicago, and unfortunately, during that time in Chicago, like a few years after it happened, there was a incident where some niggas killed a woman coming through her medicine cabinet in her bathroom in the projects. So we kind of, niggas was dying because of that shit. Because so it fucks with us a little bit. But yeah, and then there was people going through the hollow walls of the project buildings in Chicago that was actually, killing people too. So, hood folklore.
That's a terrible
But
place.
but it
There's
is.
a lot of things that happen kind of similar to that are kind of
Yeah.
creepy, but we don't have
Tony
time to go into
Todd.
all of them.
Tony Todd is the original actor that played the man with the hook. And yes, he makes a cameo in the movie at a certain point, but the guy that did the last one, who also is, I ain't gonna lie, he's dope. What's his name? Yeah, that nigga has a hella African name. Yahya Abdul Manti the second. I don't even know if I
That
said that
does
right.
sound very
Yeah. Yes,
and
that's his
not
name.
not American, not American.
He played Manta Ray on Aquaman, and he played the nigga that had his blue dick out in Watchmen, aka Mr. Manhattan.
Oh, you mean Watchmen, the TV show, which is better than the other movies.
Yes. He's the one who's starring in it. But they did a good job. It does touch on social injustices. It touches on a lot of topics on the how whites don't take blacks serious, and I think that was an indirect tone to the movie. But they don't take some of our folklore serious and things we do, and essentially they pay for it. If you never
Well,
seen
at
any
the
of the
at the
Riker
same
movies.
time, I mean, it's also the first number one by a woman black
Yeah,
woman
yeah,
directing a movie,
after,
which definitely deserves.
yeah. No, definitely. And it's a good original story, even though it is the sequel to the first one. It is not the first one. It is not trying to be the first one, and it isn't. It isn't so much focused on being terrifying as it is to be a story. So it does have its horror in it, but it tells a story that I fuck with. So
Yeah, I mean,
I
I'm going to see it on
yeah.
Redbox or in Starlight Cinemas. Shout out to them.
You should. You should. I mean, they didn't stream it. It was in movie theaters, and that's why I also missed. I missed the most about coming here, and living in Texas. They have some of the best, like restaurant movie hybrids, where like you have a high end restaurant and a movie theater, and it's not like the movie theater we went to only had like 40 to 50 seats off the back, and the recliner seats and everything, so it ain't like overpacked and shit. So it got to be real intimate in the sense of watching the movie, or if you're with somebody watching the movie. But I encourage y'all to watch it. It's dope. It's really dope.
All right.
And that's about that. It about that.
Dang, man. Compared to that, I mean, it does sound like it rivaled King of Boys. King of Boys was pretty interesting. I came into it having not watched the first one because, I wasn't watching most things that were outside of America before, I broadened my horizons. But no, like I think the story for
Lowered your
King of
standards.
Boys. No. I raised my standards, sir. After everything that went on in the last relationship, I raised my standards. But no, King of Boys was pretty good because it's basically it stars this black woman who's coming back to Nigeria after being essentially leaving the country so she didn't go to jail. So she comes back, everything has been cleared for her so she can come back. Charges against her have been dropped and all this other stuff. And you begin to kind of piece together that back in the day she was a bit of a gangster. And so a lot of those issues that kind of led to her coming back to the country, such as the death of her children that were involved in some really crazy stuff, kind of led her back to having to deal with the table. And very similar to, if you watch John Wick, the table is the place where business is done. You got people above the table, people below the table. And it does a really good job of kind of telling the story as far as like what happens to people when they get obsessed with everything. Because you got one guy who's a reporter, he wants to really get this story, he's really wants to nail these people, and he wants to do all these things. And he just like you watch is like the things that people obsess with destroy them. And so I thought, really good TV movie. And I also like the fact that because Netflix threw their money behind it, the production values were excellent. Which you can't really watch movies from our Western taste that don't have good production values. If the sound is going from here to oh my god, what the fuck is going? Yeah, I'm not doing that. I need sound to be level. But the sound was level. I would very much recommend King of Boys. And if you need any background, you can always email us at everydayblackmen@gmail.com. And Riker can definitely fill you in on the backstory on characters. Or you can watch the first one because actually a movie that they developed because people are like, you didn't explain enough stuff in the first movie. So they're like, all right, I mean, I guess we'll make another one for the fans. And if you want us, Everyday Black Men, to cover any topic or give our perspective on things, you can always hit us up via our email, via our IG, via our Facebook, via our Twitter. If you got a question, you got a topic that you want us to address, definitely let us know. But I'm going to let everyone know this has been another episode of Everyday Black Men Podcast, a podcast for authentic black male thoughts. I have been Riker. They have been R. Reed, Armstead, and DJ All Might. And our special guest this week was the Black Libertarian. Follow us on Twitter at EVYD Black Men, Instagram Everyday Black Men, Facebook at the Everyday Black Men Facebook page, and our website at www.everydayblackmen.com. Peace.